He's dealing with a little bit of a viral thing, so it's better that he just stayed off the ice. He was, I give him a lot of credit. He was pretty sick last night, so for him to tough it out just goes to show you what kind of tough kid he is.
I mean, you're going to be on defenseman number 16 tomorrow night?
There's a good chance. There's a good chance.
Have you ever seen anything like that, like player or coach?
I've been in some teams where you've just got a rash of injuries where you're really challenging depth, but this is really challenging the depth. You're starting to go into college free agent stuff, which is actually a good thing to see where these guys are at. I mean, as much as would you like your continuity of your team to keep it going? But hey, listen, it gives some guys opportunities to see what they can do.
How's Brisbane, Wolanin?
Wolanin skated the other day. Briz probably won't be back. It's probably a week-to-week thing with Briz.
With the puck that he took
right in his face, yeah. So he's dealing. He had an injury a couple of years ago or something, same kind of thing. So.
And with 5 to go, is Podkolzin a possibility before?
Yeah, he's been skating. I think he's going to see a doctor today or tomorrow. I think. There's a possibility he should get back in sometime.
Well, last night you talked about some frustration with your team's sort of mental focus coming off an off day. Bruce had talked a lot about sort of preparation and coming ready to play.
Yeah.
Is there a through line here with that team, you think, in terms of just these guys?
I mean, I don't know. I can only go from, I can't go from the Bruce's time here, but the 2 months I've been here, I've seen a lot of good things. I've seen a lot of good positive stuff. The last 10 days, I've seen some old habits creep back in, not coming to the bench fast, some body language stuff. The battle part of our game is something that has to be addressed. It's, we're a little bit light. But that doesn't mean you can't win battles, and we're going to have to figure that out. And that's a big thing this summer in the off season. You can get stronger. You can win puck battles, and you guys know my feeling when it comes to the summer, so I don't have to go there again.
How much of that is at the same time about the grind? It's a long season. You guys play a lot of games. Is it somewhat natural that these guys might be like, okay, there's a week to go?
Well, I mean, if you're seeing maybe there are some guys, hey, 5 more games to go. I hope they don't think that way. I can't wait to the season end. I think, our message today, the meeting today with the players, is like every day you try to get better. Today, how are we going to get better today? We had we obviously watched our game, but if you just want to waste 5 games and wait till the summer, it's probably not a good attitude to have.
Do you tailor practices based on things that, like the night before, or?
Well, I probably, an old school of mine, I probably would have skated these guys even harder today. But, I've sat in their chair, I want to give them the chance to play tomorrow with some energy. But, if we're not going to win battles, then we're going to have to really practice hard battle drills until we get it right. So we had a little 25-minute practice, a little taste of it there at the end, but that's something I'm going to be really watching tomorrow is how many 50-50 battles we can win tomorrow.
You have Beauvillier back on the top line with Pettersson and Kuzmenko. The reasoning behind that, is that more of Beauvillier or Joshua?
I think Josh is more, I tried to put him up there. I didn't see any chemistry there. Maybe he was trying to be something he's not, so it seems like he's better with Ahman. They know their role. But like I said, you got to find, P's line's got to get a better forechecking. They can't just rely off the rush or fancy plays because you're going to play LA and you're going to play teams like Vegas and Edmonton where you're going to have to play a grind out style. You might have to win the game 2-1 and you might have to score different ways. So we got to get that line on a better forechecking situations.
Rathbone potentially playing with Bear there tomorrow. What do you want to see from Jack Rathbone in an advanced role?
There's been some good stuff with him and some bad stuff. Just decision making. When to go, when not. I thought under pressure sometimes he made a good play. A couple times he iced the puck. Execution. I think that's with the younger guys. It's consistency.
Have you had a conversation with Hirose that goes beyond the norm in the sense that he seems to think life and the game at a different level, like he's a very cerebral kid? You just come to appreciate that. What have you
and this guy was bigger than him, but but I used to play a guy named Doug Crossman. Remember Doug Crossman?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he reminds me of Doug Crossman. Really, just the way he thinks the game doesn't look like he's given up a lot of exertion, but he gets the job done, and he thinks the game is hockey IQ. It kind of reminds me of him a little bit. Even those battle drills, like, he knows how to position himself. I thought he did a nice job. Even last night, he won a couple of battles. Actually, what I like, 2 hands on the stick on the hips. It was actually a good teaching clip to tell the other guys. He actually did a nice job with it twice against Seattle.
He talks about some Zen-like stuff, like breathing on the bench and visualizing. I mean, I don't think you did that when you played.
No, but I would do it now.
Part and parcel of today's.
I would do it now, though, because I talk about breathing. Like, I used to watch Sidney Crosby after a shift. If he was upset about something, he would actually take 2 or 3 deep breaths, and the next shift he's out there and he's doing what Sid does. So I do like that, actually.
So you said you hadn't talked to JT last night when you came out and talked to us. Did you talk to him today, or do you need to talk to him?
No, I don't need to talk to him. He's been terrific, you know. It's okay to show emotion every once in a while. But I'm talking about body language is when you flip your head back. He was just pissed at a couple little things, but he's been great. He actually been doing that breathing technique, so he's been great. I have no problem with him at all.
Have Hiroshi talk to him then, okay?
Yeah, the Zen Club.
Sure, Zen Club.
I'll sit around the Zen Club. I like that, yeah.
Rick, just bring it back to Quinn for a second.
Yeah, sure.
Like, is he questionable for tomorrow night, or?
No, I think he'll play. I think he'll play. He's just got to, let the medicine work. He doesn't need to skate, and it's just better he just stays at home and relaxes today.
Delia's looked pretty good against the Blackhawks.
What's that?
Delia looked pretty good against the Blackhawks.
Playing tomorrow, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but Denver's going to choke me out. So, I mean, I don't know. Probably Demko tomorrow for sure.
Early impressions of McWard,
Actually, I like his size. He actually, for a guy I don't even skated that much, I really like these guys. Are actually impressed. It's tough to come into a NHL practice right from college, and he's probably been off. What's he been off for a couple of weeks? I don't even know. Has he been off for a couple of weeks? I don't even know. No idea. So, for him to come into that practice, and I thought he did a nice job.
Talked about energy. Should it add energy that you now have 3 of these college guys, plus you got a whole bunch of guys who are up from the minors? That should generate energy, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it should. And that's and I talked to some guys, sometimes some players will use it as an excuse. We got guys out of lineup. We don't have our main guys. We have college guys up. I look at the other way for veteran players or guys that have been here. Can I help their career? That's the approach you got to take. How do we help their career? Let's put them in good situations. Let's give them the puck in the right time. Maybe if the guy made some mistake, go pat him on the back or something. I think that's what we're looking for with these young guys is the team to rally around it, not here the excuse why we're losing is because we have all these different lineup changes. You can't take that. You got to go in and saying, hey, how do I help this guy's career?